Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Self-Care in Stressful Times. My name is Dana Bristol-Smith, and I'm the Executive Director with Leap to Success. So welcome to Self-Care in Stressful Times. And we are having a moment right now, aren't we? And I have to tell you, I've been having a day. And we've all been having weeks now where we are sheltering at home. And I want to introduce my little co-pilot here. Some of you have met Yogi before and know him, but here's my co-pilot and companion. This is Yogi. And I hope that you have emotional support in your life right now to deal with this stress, whether it's a pet, whether it's picking up the phone and calling a loved one, having a spouse or a roommate, somebody that's nearby that you can reach out to, because we all really need each other in this moment of uncertainty and unsettling times. It brings up all kinds of challenges, including health challenges. Today, we're going to be developing self-awareness so that you can know and you can identify what those things are within your body, your thoughts, and your behaviors that come up for you when you're feeling stress. So then you can do something about them. But if we don't have the awareness, we can't do anything about them. I'm going to introduce my other co-hosts that are not K9. I'm going to introduce Kelley Grimes. She's going to be leading us through the self-care session on identifying and becoming more self-aware. So Kelley, would you like to say hi to everybody?
Yes, I would. Thank you so much, Dana. I am so thrilled to be here with you. It is really an honor to be able to share these tools that we teach all the time, because there's no more important time for us to really care for ourselves than in these stressful and uncertain times. So I'm looking forward to this edition.
Thank you. Thank you, Kelley. And next, I'm going to introduce Alyssa Jenkins, who is handling our technical aspects of this Zoom webinar and Facebook Live, and you might even be watching it on YouTube. So Alyssa, go ahead and say hello.
Hi, everybody. I'm really glad that you're all able to be here. Just a couple of things before we get started. If you would like a replay of this webinar, email me. You can email me at alyssa@leaptosuccess.org. I'll also be putting this on the Zoom chat webinar. And we're going to be having some interactive portions of this. So if you would like to interact with the other attendees, make sure that your chat is set to all panelists and attendees so that everyone can see the answers that you give to the questions we'll be asking.
Thank you, Alyssa. Just to tell you a little bit about Leap to Success, we are a women's empowerment organization, and our mission is to educate and empower women who are rebuilding their lives from domestic violence, homelessness, and other major challenges. And what I know right now for all of us is that we're all experiencing a major challenge in our community with COVID-19. So we have taken all of our classes online, and we are making this available far and wide to our supporters, our community partners who are working with folks in crisis, to the women who go through our programs. And we want to encourage you to share this either through our Facebook Live or share it through YouTube and tell more people about it. We will continue doing this as long as it is useful. So we're here every Tuesday at noon on Zoom. So each week we are going to be doing a practice so we can take this lunch break period or other time during the day and decompress. I don't know how this is impacting each of you, but what I know for me is I'm running around a little bit like a chicken with her head cut off. I'm going to one room and forgetting what I walked in there for. I'm walking back and forth 3 or 4 times before I figure out the different pieces that I need to be picking up. I'm forgetting what I'm saying sometimes in the middle of a sentence. And one of the tools that I'm using to kind of come back to myself and regroup is a practice that's called soft belly breathing. And it was introduced by James Gordon. He's a physician, and he's written this book called The Transformation. And James Gordon has worked with people all over the world who've experienced trauma. And trauma simply means injury. And I think we're all going through a traumatic experience right now for a variety of reasons, with this COVID-19 really being the umbrella of them. But it brings up a lot of stress that we can be experiencing in different ways. So I want to give you this practical tool, and we're going to practice it together. So we are just really happy that we could be together with you and provide the support today. So this is called soft belly breathing, and it is a very simple type of meditation. I want to teach it to you so that you can practice and you can teach it to those in your life who you love and who you care about. So here's some words from James Gordon. Meditation is the antidote to trauma. Trauma, as you know, creates storms of fear and aggression in the amygdala and the sympathetic nervous system. It suppresses the executive functions located in the frontal parts of our cerebral cortex, and it functions that help us make us distinctly human, like judgment, self-observation, and compassion. It makes it more difficult to access those. And those are things that we need now more than ever. So that's what this session is designed to help us with. So what I want to encourage you to do is to find a comfortable place that you can be seated for these next few minutes. And I know for some of you might be sitting in your car, you might be in your bathroom, you might be in a closet in a corner somewhere, giving yourself this time and this respite. So be seated wherever you are and find a comfortable chair. You could even, if you're doing this at another time, find some things that make you feel peaceful and even more comfortable. Maybe a work of art, a photo of a loved one, or some flowers, a religious symbol. And you might want to dim the lights a little bit. So I'm going to walk you through this meditation, and take a deep breath before we even start. And allow yourself to just be present with yourself. And know that in this moment, you're safe. And know that in this moment, you have what you need. So become aware now of yourself sitting in your chair, breathing slowly and deeply, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Allow your belly to be soft. Let it expand on the in-breath and relax even more on the out-breath. You can say to yourself, soft, as you breathe in, and belly as you breathe out. This will help you focus your mind and remind you that you want your belly to be soft and relaxed. This is a concentrative meditation because you're concentrating on the breath and on the words soft and belly, and on the feeling of your belly rising and falling, softening a little more with each exhalation. Close your eyes if it's comfortable for you. This eliminates a great deal of external stimulation and will probably help you relax even more. If thoughts come, let them come and let them go. Gently bring your mind back to the phrase, soft belly. As you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth with your belly soft and relaxed, more air goes to the bottom of your lungs and more oxygen enters your bloodstream. And this oxygen will feed and nourish all of the cells in your body. Breathing in and out like this with your belly soft and relaxed activates the vagus nerve. The vagus is the 10th cranial nerve. It's long and wide and has many branches. It runs up from your abdomen, through your chest, back to your central nervous system, to your brain. It is the antidote to the fight or flight response of the sympathetic nervous system and to the stress response. It is the antidote to the stress response. As you're doing this, breathing slowly and deeply through your nose and out through your mouth, you're relaxing the large muscles in your body. You're slowing down your heart rate, decreasing your blood pressure, and improving your digestion. As you continue soft belly breathing, you're relaxing your body, quieting your mind, decreasing your fear and anger, and enhancing your judgment. You're becoming more compassionate to yourself and to others. Breathing slowly and deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth with your belly soft and relaxed sets the stage for relaxation in all your muscles. Each time I guide your attention now to a muscle group or a part of your body, breathe twice, slowly and deeply, and become aware of the relaxation in those muscles. Now breathe slowly and deeply, and as you exhale, feel the relaxation in your pelvis and your buttocks. Now breathe slowly twice more, and feel your thighs and knees relax. Now your lower legs and feet. Breathe twice more, and as you exhale, feel the relaxation in your back. Breathing twice more, feel your chest and shoulders relax as you exhale. Continue breathing slowly and deeply. Feel the relaxation in your upper arms, your forearms, your hands. And breathe twice more. And as you exhale, feel the relaxation in the muscles of your neck, face, and head. As you breathe in, say soft, and as you breathe out, say belly. We'll go ahead and take 2 more breaths together. Inhaling, saying soft, and exhaling, saying belly. And one more time. And then as you're comfortable, go ahead and open your eyes and do any stretch that your body might need. And take another nice exhale. So that type of breathing is the antidote to stress and anxiety. And I want to encourage you to use it daily. And when you notice that you're stressed, come back to it. When you wake up at 3 in the morning, use soft belly breathing. When you're feeling uncertain, use soft belly breathing. And let us know in the coming weeks how it's working for you. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Kelley, and she's going to walk us through being able to identify different things that stress brings up for you. So now that we're feeling not as stressed, welcome, Kelley.
Thank you so much, Dana. Oh, what a beautiful practice. I love this practice as it's simple, it's accessible, and it really can change the whole trajectory of your day by coming home to yourself, by settling in, by giving yourself the gift of the antidote to stress and overwhelm. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And from that place, I want to kind of deepen our connection with ourselves and talk about developing more self-awareness. There's a beautiful quote from William Schultz that says, "As my awareness increases, my control over my own being increases." And one of the lessons I have been learning through this is to really be attentive to what I can control. So really monitoring my own stress and how it's coming out in my thoughts and my body and my emotions, and giving myself permission to nurture and care for myself around that. So I have to bring awareness there first, and then it allows me to have control over what I can and really be more at peace about the things I can't control. There's so much uncertainty in these times, and it is very stressful. And for many of us, the stress is maybe moving up and down. Maybe it's not a chronic state of stress. Maybe we are very stressed and then we're not, or we have lots of strong emotions and then they settle some. So bringing our awareness back to ourselves gives us choice, right? And so one of the ways that we walk people through being more aware of how stress impacts them is by going through an exercise that I'm going to take you through. But now that we are connected to ourselves, I just want to have you all get in touch with, for your own selves in this moment, and to share, anybody who is willing to share in the chat, how is stress impacting you right now? Alyssa has put the question there. So how do you react to stress? What do you notice for your own self about how stress shows up for you? That could be, how does stress show up for you in your emotions? How does stress show up in your body? Some sharing that they're having a hard time sleeping at night. That's very common. Some people are able to fall asleep, but then waking back up in the middle of the night with lots of, different anxious thoughts and stressful thoughts. Some people are noticing that they're having challenges with their digestive system. That's very normal, to feel nauseous or to have problems digesting. Some people are feeling just mentally fatigued. There's so much energy, right? That we're needing to be creative and resilient and adjust to everything happening, and that can really lead us to being mentally fatigued. And if we can't sleep on top of that, even more so. And some people experiencing tenseness in necks and shoulders, really feeling the stress as it's almost like held in our bodies, and sometimes we don't even notice, right? And so that's what we want to bring awareness to as well. Other people are finding behaviorally that maybe they're eating more, right? So they're in a place where they're maybe coping in that way. So the beautiful thing about awareness is the more aware we are, the more choice we have. So that's what I love about awareness. It's an incredibly empowering technique to bring awareness to all of these things. So I want to share a couple of ways to do so that we can be thinking about. And there's really 4 areas that you can do a self-assessment at any time. And the first one is your thoughts. So mentally, how do you react to stress mentally? This is really important because we know that we can create more stress by what we think, right? So do you have critical thoughts? Do you have judgmental thoughts? Do you find yourself having repetitive thoughts when you're stressed? Being able to acknowledge what's going on for you mentally gives you choice about what you want to feed, right? So if I start to have anxious thoughts and I go into a lot of what ifs, I'm probably going to feel more stressed and be more anxious. If instead I come back and I remind myself that all is well in this moment, that I'm okay and I'm safe, I'm going to be in a much different place around my stress response. And so noticing for yourself what you think when you get stressed. Sometimes we give ourselves disempowering messages, right? Like, oh, I can't do this. Or why does this always happen to me? Or any of those things that lead us to feel more like we're a victim. than that we have choice. So shifting our thinking around is a really powerful way, but we can't do that if we're not aware of what our thoughts are doing. So identify something for yourself that you know that you do that could be an indicator that you're feeling more and more stressed. The second thing to think about is, how does stress react in your body? Sometimes, and I saw, you can feel like you're hungry even when you're not, right? So you're wanting to eat even when you're not hungry. So those kind of impulses. Other times, people can have a lot of tension and tightness in their whole body and not even notice till later. I know a lot of people can have tension in their jaw, which can then lead to tension headaches and other things. Heard many times that people have had digestive things, so you can feel really nauseous or like your stomach's really tight. I think of stress as this thing that kind of contracts us. And so the beautiful thing about soft belly breathing and other meditative techniques is they remind us to relax our bodies. When we're tense and tight, we're in a reactive place. When we're relaxed, we're able to access more choice and more of our tools, right? When we're contracted, it's really hard. So noticing when we're contracted is really important. So where do you feel that tenseness in your body when you're stressed? What other impacts do you have, so that when you start to notice those things happening, if you're not as aware of the high level stress you're in, you can pause and say, oh, yeah, I remember when I start having tension in my jaw, that's a time for me to do something that would allow me to release it. And I know we hear from lots of people that exercise, taking walks, finding ways to relax the body, whether it's with self-massage, a body scan, that soft belly breathing where you're actually inviting those muscle groups to just relax. Even taking a deep breath in allows your diaphragm to expand, and that just one intentional breath in can really shift things. So paying attention to what happens with your body when you're stressed is a very helpful tool. The next thing is your emotions. How do you feel when you're stressed? Remember, feelings are just information for us. So there's not any right feelings or wrong feelings. It's just simply what shows up for you. I know for some, they may feel more depressed. They may feel sad. Others may have excessive sadness or excessive happiness. People may feel more anxious when they're stressed, or impatient or irritable. Whatever you feel, it is just like the clouds in the sky. It won't be there forever. It's giving you information that you're having an experience on this planet. So whatever comes up for you, be kind and gentle, and see as a messenger for yourself. If you notice, oh, I'm depressed, when I'm under a lot of stress, then you can make choices like reading uplifting things, minimizing how much maybe news or media that you're consuming, reaching out to a friend. So you have an opportunity through your awareness to make different choices, which is really powerful. Noticing how you feel can give you some context, right? Sometimes if we have an overwhelming feeling, we can, and we don't have a way of grounding it to the why, it can feel more overwhelming. But if I know, oh gosh, I have a lot of grief right now, and because that's how I respond to stress, then I can be nurturing, kind, and compassionate to myself instead of judging or not understanding the why of it. So that's another powerful aspect of self-awareness. And then the last thing to think about is, how do you behave? We may not always know how we behave, but I guarantee you that other people in your life will know how you behave. So you could ask a trusted friend if you're not aware, but sometimes people behave by isolating. They might behave by crying. Other folks have already shared maybe eating food when they're not hungry. So noticing how you behave. Some people might have more irritability, and so they get more frustrated more easily, more impatient with people. So again, this is just information for yourself. So I invite you to look at those 4 categories of what is in your thoughts, what is in your emotions, what is in your body, and what are in your behavior that give you more awareness about how stress is impacting you, so you can make different choices. So thank you so much. And I'm going to hand it back over to Dana.
Thank you, Kelley. Thank you. I think that awareness is so important, and that was today's topic today, self-awareness. So let's all take a nice deep breath in together, because sometimes just thinking about the impacts of stress can create a little bit of stress. So let's take that deep breath in together. And coming back to that soft belly is really, really a wonderful, wonderful tool. So what, Kelley mentioned something about choice, in that we can choose to do something different. And we can't always choose to feel something different, but what's important is that we recognize in the moment, what we are feeling. And if we are feeling really strong emotions, to another image that I like to hold about emotions is that emotions are like water, and water flows. And so emotions flow as well. They're always moving, they're not static. And the saying of "this too shall pass" is really a wonderful saying to think about in terms of emotions as well. And our current situation, this too shall pass. So the power of choice allows us to make a choice to take care of ourselves, to take a pause. And I think that's really important, that we do take a pause, that we do take a breath before we take the next actions, whatever they are, particularly when we're feeling stress. So I have a question for you, and I would love to see your input on it. We've given some practical suggestions. Kelley mentioned exercise, walking outside, looking up at the sky, and these are a few that I'm doing now. Really taking time in preparing food. Didn't really have a lot of time before, so we're cooking more at home. When I'm tired, I'm giving myself permission to lay down and rest, and it might just be that there's just too much in my brain. So I give myself permission to lay down and rest and just take that pause. And what I'd like to ask you is, what will you do over the next week when you notice that your stress is rising? What new choice will you take? And I'd love to share some of these. And I see that someone says that she says, I like to say it won't rain forever. Eventually the sun will shine again. And I'm looking out my window. We're supposed to have rain for 5 days, and there is actually some sun that's shining right now. So that's definitely true. So what other choices will you make so that we can learn from each other? Here's someone saying she, again, gives herself permission to rest and gets outside, looks at the sky. Here's someone else remembering to breathe. This is a good one. Focus on the moment and not worry about the future. If we could do that a few more times each day, I know that would help to decrease stress. We've got daily morning meditation, and that really connects to having a daily practice. Even though our schedules are turned upside down right now, I think it's up to each one of us to create that routine for ourselves, give ourselves some marks. I do this at 8 a.m. I do this at 10 a.m. I do this at noon. And it really helps to give ourselves structure. And it's difficult. No doubt it's difficult. Someone has just said she's practicing soft belly breathing, taking the deep breaths, getting out in the yard. For some people, they might just have a balcony. And to be out on the balcony, to be out on the doorstep, somewhere where you can get that fresh air. We've got a hot bath or shower to calm the muscles. That's a great thing to do. Got someone else who's contacting people that she hasn't had time to reach out to before. And then this is a great one, to watch a comedy movie. I think as much difficulty as we're experiencing with really strong emotions, that we've got to create a balance for ourselves. So ways that we can find joy, ways that we can laugh, ways that we can just alleviate and lift ourselves up, lift our spirits up. And we've got someone here who's having a dance party. And I think we all need to have dance parties in our kitchens, wherever we can, just to keep moving and keep that awareness of what we need to nurture ourselves at this time. And I really appreciate you sharing all of these items. We've got someone who's making a playlist of music, a lot of music coming in. So do those things that bring you joy. Next week on our call, we're going to be talking about self-compassion, ways that we can all be kinder to ourselves. And when we're kinder to ourselves, we're able to be more kind to others. So I want to thank you for being with us. I'm Dana Bristol-Smith with Leap to Success. We've had Kelley Grimes and Alyssa Jenkins on this call. So be safe, be well, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye-bye.